Xbox is doomed. Also, everybody would have you believe. In the last couple of months, there's been a lot of rumors flying around about the future of Xbox and what direction it's heading in. Are we going to see any more Xbox hardware in the future? Are all the exclusive games on the platform going to be moving to PlayStation and Nintendo? What is in store for us? Everybody's been talking, but now finally from the horse's mouth, Phil Spencer and friends are going to be discussing everything about this on the Xbox podcast, laying it all out, the Xbox business update, and we're going to be reacting to it right now. And I'm going to be picking out the key points throughout the episode. I think it's about 22 minutes long. This will not be 22 minutes long. Do not worry. So let's head on over and see what the future of Xbox looks like.
Hello and welcome to the official Xbox podcast. I'm your host, Tina Amini, and we have a very special episode today, as you can probably tell by the fact that I'm joined by Phil, Sarah, and Matt.
All the big hitters are here.
When we originally had planned for the show, starting back in December, I think we probably would have started with Activision Blizzard, maybe talked a little bit about the exclusivity with some of the news coming up, and then hardware. But we've had some unforeseen news that has come out. So.
Has there been? Have I been under a rock? Unforeseen news? What is this? What is this? I know there's been like a lot of rumors and leaks out recently, but I need him to expand on this. I'm not actually 100% sure what he's talking about there. I'm a little bit pessimistic. I mean, I'm just looking at the tab there at the bottom of the YouTube video here. We're just about to go into exclusivity. I'm a little bit nervous about this one. But let's let them talk.
Let's just go and tackle the exclusivity question, because I know it's on the minds of a lot of people. We hear from the community, and that's an important input for us. Mm-hmm. So we made the decision that we're going to take 4 games to the other consoles, just 4 games, not a change to our kind of fundamental exclusive strategy. We're making these decisions for some specific reasons. We make every decision really with the long-term health of Xbox in mind. And long-term health of Xbox means a growing platform, our games performing, building the best platform for creators, reaching as many players as we can.
4 games. I know I've seen rumors of 2. Sea of Thieves and Hi-Fi Rush. Those are 2 rumored ones that I've seen. I haven't seen what the other 2 might be, but I'm hoping this isn't a case of, we'll just do 4 now, and then down the line we'll keep adding more and more and more, which to be honest they probably will at this point, but I don't want it to be like an accelerated thing. It's good that he's literally it's just 4. It's just 4. That's promising. But as to what 4 they are, well, hopefully he names them.
So these 4 titles, what are they? Can you say?
Yes.
I'm not going to name those games.
He is such a cock tease, isn't he? Damn it, Phil.
Teams that are building those games have announced plans that are not too far away. As we know, game teams put a lot of energy into their announcements with the partners. So I don't want to take anything away from those teams. So I won't be talking about the titles specifically, but I think when they come out, it'll make sense.
Can we say if either of those titles are Starfield or Indiana Jones?
They are not Starfield or Indiana Jones.
That is a relief. Big relief. Big relief. And I say this because this is what I was pessimistic about, right? So Starfield, Indiana Jones, and then looking at Hellblade, Avowed, games like that. You know, the Xbox franchise games, to see those, and even I'll throw Halo in the mix as well, to see those on PlayStation or Nintendo would be, I honestly think it would be damaging to the brand. Right? And I know Phil here is saying, it's good for the long-term health of Xbox and stuff like that, but you got to think about people who have invested so much in the ecosystem of Xbox. I've had Xbox since the first console, and the only one I've missed over the span of Xbox is the Series S, and that's just purely because I've got a Series X. I've got no need for the Series S in this house. But I've invested so much time into the Xbox ecosystem, and if I saw Starfield and your Indiana Jones, your Halos and all that stuff, Gears of War, moving over to PlayStation or Nintendo. I don't know. That just wouldn't sit right. It just wouldn't sit right. But it's comforting that Starfield and Indiana Jones aren't moving over. The things may change. Things may change. You know, Phil Spencer is, he's somebody who will adapt. He's somebody who will evolve with the situations that are presented to him.
And I do have a fundamental belief that over the next 5 or 10 years, exclusive games that are exclusive to one piece of hardware, are going to be a smaller and smaller part of the game industry. And that's not some great insight, because if you look at the last 10 years and what the biggest games are today, it's a natural place. Whether it's one console and PC, multiple consoles, mobile console and PC, you see big games landing on multiple platforms.
Unless you're Nintendo and unless you're PlayStation. I could see what he's saying here, but you look at Nintendo specifically, like, you're not going to see Mario or Donkey Kong or Yoshi or Fire Emblem or Zelda on anything other than a Nintendo console. And the same with PlayStation. You know, they're slowly starting to push things onto PC, but you're having to wait a really, really long time for that to happen. So I think he's just speaking for Xbox here.
But now back to the specifics of the question on these four specific titles. We looked at games that are over a year old, so they've been on Xbox and PC for a while. A couple of the games are community-driven games.
Okay, so a year old, community-driven games. That's probably Sea of Thieves confirmed as one of those games. And if it's community-driven, the only other one that I can think of is Grounded. Is the only other one I can think of. And to be honest, Sea of Thieves bothers me a little bit because I do play Sea of Thieves. And I like the fact that is Xbox. Grounded, I'm not so fussed about. And that's just purely because I don't play it. But, I don't want to see any of these games go on other consoles. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But, yeah, I'm still pretty happy that it's not Indiana Jones' Starfield, to be honest. I am glad that they are a year old. And I'm glad that he said that, as opposed to, or something that's just come out. Let's throw it, like Hellblade comes out in the next couple of months. Let's not move that over straight away. So at least the vision is, let everything play out on Xbox first, for at least a year, and then maybe look at moving stuff across, but not the big ones. Please, not the big ones.
Two of the other games are smaller games that were never really meant to be built as kind of platform exclusives and all the fanfare that goes around that. But games that our teams really wanted to go build, that we love supporting creative endeavors across our studios, regardless of size.
Smaller games. So that, to me, would say Hi-Fi Rush as a potential one. Yeah, if Hi-Fi Rush went over, I don't personally see it as a Xbox exclusive. So if that goes, I can see that making sense. I genuinely cannot think of what the other one will be. I cannot think about what the other one could be. I was going to say Pentiment, but I don't know if that would be.
And as they've realized their full potential on Xbox and PC, we see an opportunity to utilize the other platforms as a place to just drive more business value out of those games, allowing us to invest in maybe future iterations of those, so sequels to those, or just other games like that in our portfolio. And when we don't damage Xbox and we can grow our business using what other platforms have and to help us with that, we're going to do that. And
I like that as well. Do not damage, the Xbox brand. Don't do that. If you're going to do it, keep everything intact. Like I said, there's an ecosystem that everybody has invested in over the last 22 years, however long it's been going now. You've got to keep everything Xbox, but if you need to branch out, do it sensibly. Don't go, like I said, don't go throwing Halo out there.
I think we at First Party can come back to sort of some core principles. First, that all of our games will be on the Xbox platform.
As they should.
Second, all of our games will go into Game Pass on day one.
That was never a given. That's just a really cool thing that we have.
And third, we know that Game Pass will only be available on Xbox.
Bang, fantastic. That's exactly how it should be. You can't put Xbox Game Pass on PlayStation or Nintendo. It'd be mind-boggling to me if that's the way they went. But no, that's good news.
So there's sort of starting points for us. As Phil mentioned, there are games today that you can play that only can be found on Xbox. And at the same time, we want to bring more of our games to more players. So we're going to continue to look at that.
All of our games are always in Game Pass. And so I'm excited to announce, with the coming together that we had with Activision Blizzard King, that Activision and Blizzard games are coming to Game Pass, starting with Diablo 4 on March 28th, which I'm super, super excited to share today. And it's all part of our commitment to make the Xbox experience and the games that we build as widely available as possible. So now the 34 million Game Pass members can all enjoy.
Okay, let's just back up a little bit here, right? So I know it was expected. That we were going to have Activision Blizzard games going into Game Pass, but I wasn't expecting an announcement during this. So this is really, really cool. Diablo 4 hitting Game Pass in March, huge. Annoyingly, I already have. Well, I say annoyingly, I already have it. So this isn't for me. But I mean, 30+ million Game Pass subscribers are going to be able to enjoy Diablo 4. Now, I know some of those subscribers will already have Diablo 4. But if you're somebody who's been sat on the fence about Diablo 4, this is huge. And I'm not just talking just Xbox people. Like, if you're over on PlayStation as well, like, you might be looking at this going, if Diablo 4 is your thing, it's finally coming. And hopefully this is the snowball effect that we want with Activision Blizzard games coming to Xbox. Maybe this isn't the only one that will be announced. Sarah Bond, come on.
How do we actually give more options to game creators so they can have the greatest success? I think one of the fun recent examples about this is actually Pow World. Pow World was able to launch. They were a game preview. They launched in Game Pass. They also simultaneously launched in Steam. And through the combination of those things, Pocket Pair was able to have this outsized success. Amazing. And it was the largest third-party Game Pass launch ever.
Huge.
And that's all because we give creators options on how they can launch their games. We've got subscription, we've got retail, we've got free-to-play, we've got game preview, we have the consoles, we have our experience on PC, and they can access all of those things. And when we step back and we just...
I mean, it's actually scary when you do take a step back and just think... And it's actually mind-boggling, actually, when you also think about it. Just how huge Xbox is as a brand, as an ecosystem, and everything that comes with it. And then you look at where they are in the console war. Hate that term, but it's one that rings still true to this day. When you look at it, they should be first. They really should be kicking more ass than they are. But for somebody who's in that ecosystem, hello, me, and probably you guys watching this as well. I don't know. It kind of makes you proud to be part of this. Really, It's always felt like, I mean, they've been saying, having a place that, creators can thrive. I mentioned in Power World there. Look how big that game has become, and it is helped with the addition of being thrown into Game Pass. But allowing creators to thrive, but I think they are not only creators first, but the gamers first as well. And I love that. Whereas PlayStation, they go, for the players. I don't think it's always about that for PlayStation. But I think the way that Xbox handle business and the way they do things is very, very gamer focused. And I don't know, I'm proud to be part of that.
There's some exciting stuff coming out in hardware that we're going to share this holiday. And we're also investing.
Sarah Bond is just dropping bombs in this podcast. Diablo coming to Game Pass. The hardware news in the holiday this year. Oh, that's good. So that means there is something coming. There is something, whether that's going to be a mid-gen release. I mean, we had the leaks last year that showed it was like the cylinder console. Whether that becomes a thing, I don't know. But I don't know. I like it. The fact that there's hardware news coming, whether that be in the form of a console or maybe even a handheld, it's promising.
This 2024, the year coming up, we've got more than 10 major releases coming up. Great stuff. Hellblade 2. We've got Diablo expansion. We've got Avowed, Ara, the Indiana Jones game. And there's more in development, which I think we're going to be able to share more about at our June showcase coming up pretty soon.
Well, I guess.
Hold on, Matt. Sarah's supposed to be dropping these bombs, not you. Right, so we got a June showcase coming up. That's good. So, well, potentially, maybe 2 or 3 more releases are going to be announced there to drop this year. That's big.
I should get ready to work on that show. Well, thank you all for showing up on the podcast today, and we'll see the rest of you this June.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tina.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think it's fair to say, coming out of that, and I don't know how you guys are feeling about it, but like I said during the show itself, I was pessimistic going in, but honestly, I'm a little bit optimistic now. The doom and gloom doesn't exist. I think everyone expected Xbox just to fold at this point. This whole business update was going to be, everyone have everything. Take it. Just take it. And it's not gone that way. Only 4 games are going over to other platforms. The hardware is still being thought about, which is good. I'm not nervous anymore. I'm pretty that could not have gone better for me and to allay any fears that I had. So yeah, that's a positive experience to me, that podcast episode. Now we are on a long road for Xbox, and I'm glad actually we just started this channel today in anticipation for this. I'm glad they just go, Xbox is done. I go, well, one video, great. But no, it's good to see that the ecosystem will continue to be here, it will continue to grow, and this channel can be a thing now. So if you want to see more Xbox stuff on this channel, then do subscribe, like this video. We're gonna have Xbox Game Pass reviews. I've got another channel which is just the Project Disc channel that I used to do them on. They will all now be here. Any reaction stuff like you've seen today, and just news and general stuff like that, will all be on this channel moving forward. Very, very excited to push on with Project Xbox. But if you enjoyed it, please do hit that sub and throw a cheeky like, and let us know what you thought about the news today as well. Like, do you feel a little bit more comfortable with how the Xbox brand lies following this? Just let us know in the comments about your thoughts about this. But until the next one, take care of yourselves, and happy Xboxing.